What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Tonight we're starting a really cool project on the Elise. If you've been following along, you might have seen that we've been doing some big interior upgrades. We're not quite done yet. A couple videos ago I did talk about our custom glove box that we're making right here out of this old airbag cavity. We also removed the alarm and the immobilizer out back. We bypassed both of those, so we're not going to have any more weird battery drain or the immobilizer bricking the car down, so that's really exciting. Of course, as you can see, we put our new tillet seats in the car. We're not quite done with it, so we do need to get some pads made. I'm going with kind of a Senna style. I should have already put a video out about that, but I am a little behind. I apologize. But as you can see, we're doing some cool stuff in here. I'm really excited about it. It's about my dream interior. And since we're doing all of this other stuff and the car is down, I figured it would be a good opportunity to do one of the things that's on my kind of dream wish list, and that's to make a double din. As you can see, the Elise comes with just a single din radio, and that's fine. This isn't a car about the radio, and I'm not really doing it because I even want a big screen or a big audio system or anything in it. I just always wanted a doubled in screen for just Android Auto or things like that, so I can run like an OBD sender and see some other gauges and stuff right there. Not going too all out, but I did want to get a doubled in here for a really long time. So tonight we're going to trim this all the way up on either side, and then we have the actual dash over here. And this is surprisingly heavy for a car that's prides itself on lightweight, and some of that might be these speakers. But so the other thing we're going to do tonight is we need to trim a square out of that, and then tomorrow, the next day, we'll start up again, and I'll put a piece of acrylic or maybe MDF right here. We'll panel bond over all of that, get it really nice and smooth. And then when we send all of the interior off to the upholstery shop to get covered, we'll have all that sewn up and looking really nice. And so I've been so excited to get started on this project. It's been on and off for about a month now. It's actually the original reason I tore the car apart, and there's just been a lot going on, so I've done a few other projects, but we're finally going to jump into this, and let's get started. Okay, so like I said, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut a square here. Now we could just cut these out and fill those in there, but it's going to be easier if we just cut a solid square out of here. Then we can inlay it down, panel bond it or body work it, and then just be done. Okay, so we also have to remove these air ducts. This is actually what channels up to those front air vents that go inside right here above the single din. And originally we were going to modify this whole thing to fit air vents up here like that, but we changed our minds. I actually found one photo of somebody that had done exactly what I'm doing now, where they just deleted those air vents entirely. And I've done a lot of work to make the air conditioning work really well in this car, at least by Lotus standards. So we're not totally getting rid of the air conditioning system. We're just going to delete these two air vents, and so we're going to have one on the left and one over here on the right, and that's all we're going to have when we're done. I think it's probably going to be enough. I don't use the air conditioning in this car very much at all, because even though all of the work that we've done, it's still like hit or miss. If it's under 100 degrees, it's okay. If it's under 90, it's perfect. But long drives or anything like that, the AC just dies out after a couple hours. So we got that piece cut out, and I did pretty good on the sides. Got into the tape a little bit on the top, but it does look like this side is a little bit of an angle, so I'm going to sand this down a little bit more flush. It won't matter too much because we'll be making a piece that goes here, and then we're just going to body work over that. But I am going to take the sander and make this just a little bit more flush now. So that's cut looks pretty good. It's going to be really easy just to put a square piece of like MDF or acrylic or something right there. And we'll use this kind of as a tentative template for a piece we'll just slide in. And bodywork flat will also keep this line right here. And the only other thing we can really do tonight, we're going to come inside the interior and we're going to cut this aluminum just along this line straight up, because that's exactly where our kit for the double den is going to sit, so that screen can slide right into place. Okay, so that went pretty well. Got some pretty good cuts here. I got off just a hair right there. That metal blade on the pneumatic saw it's a little dull, and so I walked a little bit here, also just a little bit there. So just like the other piece, I'm gonna go ahead and get the sander, and we're gonna smooth that out just a little bit. Okay, so that's turned out really, really good. And so I have the new double den right here. This is nothing fancy. It's some off-brand unit from eBay, and it's the only Android-powered one I could find with more than just a couple gigs of RAM. My plan is to use a USB sender and something like the Torque app just to display extra information here when I feel like it. And so slide it in there and see what it looks like. Yeah, and so we're getting really, really close. Y'all can kind of see my idea for the interior now. It's really coming together. This glove box, we did have to shave a good chunk of the dash to fit that's on there, and so that's why that dash is shaved down like I showed earlier. So I think we're going to need to shave a little bit, at least on this back half. And so we actually have these cavities here where the air vents were bolted to, and you can see here where we shaved that down for the glove box that we built. So I think we're going to shave this whole section down, probably from our cut. I'd say probably about back to where we were right there, so I think we'll shave that down to about that same area right here. Alright, so we knocked all of that down right there, and I'll make this a little bit prettier. There's really no reason to, as nobody's ever going to see this, but the guy that helps at the upholstery shop will see it, and so will y'all. And so it's really important to me that everything looks as nice as it does, as nice as it can, even if nobody can see it. So we'll clean this up a little bit more, but I think with that notched down to the same level the glove boxes, see these sit about flush, I think we should be able to put the dash in and test fit the double den. Okay, so the dash went back on as it should. You can see we got a little bit of a gap on either side where we cut it. We could probably trim this a little bit more if we needed to. I don't think we will. This slide should slide into place just fine now. Of course, there's some wires and things in the way, but so there we go. The next thing we need to do is I will make a new panel that goes all the way across right here, and we can see there is a little bit of a discrepancy there where it's a little bit lower than the rest of it, but we'll make a panel that goes all the way across from here to here, same thickness, but you can kind of see what it looks like in here. It's probably going to take me a couple of videos or at least a couple days of filming to finish all of this, but I'm really excited to be this far along. We just have a few more things to do. Really appreciate everybody out there watching, and we'll see you next time.